Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I want to know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about, let's talk about, yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Wellness Wednesday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to chat about something interesting and intriguing. And today I have a whole rattler panel with me today. And so we are coming off the heels of homecoming. That's right. I was gone last Wednesday. I was gone this coming Monday, but I'm back, and we are again action-packed with a whole host of rattlers. We got a panel of FAMU faculty and students, and I'm going to share their bios and talk to you about them in just a moment. Our topic tonight is prioritizing mental health at school and at work. This is a continuation of Worldwide Mental Health Day, which was actually October 10th, but we had Hurricane Helene come through at that time. So we have postponed that event, which will be taking place tomorrow on FAMU's campus at the Student Union on MLK Boulevard from 11 to 3. And She Speaks Solutions, shout out to Latina Parks, is the brainchild behind this event. And so this is the second year at FAMU, and we are so excited to have the FAMU faculty and students and team, FAMU Nation, if you will, being a part of this event, because mental health in school, at work is very important. So before I bring my very special guest on, I want to hear from you. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. And this is an interactive, safe space for us to engage with one another. So your comments, your questions are welcome. And I want to hear from you. What city and state are you tuning in from? Let us know in the comments so we can give you a shout out. I see that my mom is already here as usual. She is my number one fan, my day one. Love you, Ma. Down in Miami. I appreciate you so much. So I know there'll be others who are joining us. Before I even jumped on the line, I had people texting saying, I heard you're going to have some rattlers in the house tonight. And I said, yes, I am. So I hope you will join us. All right. So I will start with Dr. Jacquelyn McMillan, who is a rattler, but also she attained her Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology and her MSW and PhD, both from Florida State in social work. She is a Florida board certified clinical social worker and qualified supervisor for clinical social work interns. She has publications in professional journals and topics ranging from clinical assessments of children to opioid harm reduction interventions, and participates in local and national organizations focused on mental wellness. She is a member of the National Association of Social Workers and annually facilitates the Zeta Sigma Mental Health Symposium. She works as a board member and the educational program director for She Speaks Solutions, a mental health resource agency, who again is hosting our event tomorrow, our expo tomorrow. She is faithfully committed to the work and worship of the Paul Russell Road Church of Christ, where her husband serves as an elder, and she helps coordinate the youth programs, including chaperoning each summer for over 20 years at the Southeastern Youth for Christ Conference. And her day job is as an assistant professor in the Department of Social Work at the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, where she is challenged each semester to teach social work in an ever-changing society that will always need the human touch of compassion and excellence with caring. Y'all help me welcome Dr. She has on here Dr. Mac, so that's what we're gonna call her, Dr. Mac.
Good evening. Thank
Good
you for that wonderful introduction.
pleasure. Thank you for being here. So tell the people, who is Dr. Mac? Not what you do, but who are you?
Oh, who am I? Ooh, we have to start with a woman of faith. Of course, we have to start with faith. And that is so important to me. That is first in my life. More Jesus, less me. That's my motto. But I'm also a wife of 27 years, and I have two extraordinary Black males that I'm raising. Praise
Nice.
God, hallelujah. Pray for me, pray for me. And mental health is my jam. And so that's who I am. Is that I always say that, you know how you have a song as your jam, you have something as your jam. Mental health is my jam. I could talk about it all day and night. That's who I am.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Mac, for being here. Appreciate it so much. All right. Next, I'm going to bring on our students. Our students. We actually have two, and they are royalty. Okay, they are FAMU royalty, Mr. and Miss FAMU. So since they are sharing the mic together, if you will, I'm going to introduce them both simultaneously. So up first is Miss Kailyn Jada Thompson, charismatic, ambitious, empathetic, and captivating. She is a senior general health science scholar from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and she gracefully serves as the 118th Miss Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University. And right by her side is the king, Omari Allah Rasheed. He is a senior psychology scholar from the Windy City of Chicago, Illinois, and serves as the 25th Mr. Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. Help me welcome them both.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Our
Thank you for
pleasure.
having us. We're so excited.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, same question. Who are you? We'll start with Kailyn and then Omari. Let us know who you are, not what you do.
Well, just similar to Dr. Mac, I am a woman of God. I love God so much. Without God, I wouldn't be here today. I am also a lover of all things mental health. I'm hoping to further my education by getting my doctorate in clinical psychology. I'm a lover of books, shopping, and that's pretty much all about me.
Okay. All right, Omari.
Of course, as you all know, my name is Omari. Who am I? I'm just a kid from Chicago for real. I like basketball. I'm a brother to many. I like sports and, just things of that nature. I'm a psychology scholar, so mental health is kind of my kick. I want to work in mental health and, serve my community. I want to work with the government in DC dealing with mental health and international affairs. So that's kind of my niche.
Love it. Very good. Very good. Well, again, excited to have you here and looking forward to this conversation. All right. So bear with me. And Dr. Jackson, I may have you, because I am still having trouble finding this bio. I may have you just share who you are with us. So, Dr. Jackson, I know, is a counselor, but I'm going to have her introduce herself. So, y'all help me welcome Dr. Alicia Jackson.
Hi everyone. My name is Dr. Alicia Jackson. I currently work at the Office of Counseling Services at Florida A&M University. I'm happy to be here. I am an alumnus of FAMU, the greatest HBCU in America,
Yes, ma'am.
and I'm not biased by saying that. I earned my psychology degree and bachelor's degree there, as well as my master's degree in community psychology, and I received my PhD from the University of Georgia. I am. You asked me who I am without talking about who I am, I guess. I'm a minister.
Talk about what you do, but who are you? Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes. I am a minister. I'm actually an associate minister in my church, and that's in Midway Unity Fellowship. I am a creator. I'm a poet. I'm a writer. I'm a car enthusiastic or enthusiast person, and I'm a baker. And I am originally from Quincy, Florida, so I'm a local here. So, yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. We've had some more folks join us. I just want to acknowledge them. Ozzy Daniel, who is a clinician out of Virginia Beach. Thank you for being here. We got Miss Latina on with She Speaks Solutions, the founder again of this event here on FAMU's campus. Mr. Warren Cave, who is here in Tallahassee, and Miss Tracy Golay, who is also here in Tallahassee. So listen, y'all need to like, tag, and share and tell folks they need to be part of this conversation as we prioritize mental health at school and at work. So first off, I want to start off with the event. Again, this is the second year that She Speaks Solutions is hosting the Worldwide Mental Health Day on FAMU campus. So did any of you participate last year?
Yes. I
Okay.
did too.
Tell
Yes.
us about your experience.
I thought it was a great experience. It got the students out and involved. They had many different vendors and stations for them to stop by and see. They had the therapy dogs that were out there. Secretly, that's my favorite part because I love animals.
Okay.
And we also did the QPR session, which is our suicide prevention training, as well as we had some tabling downstairs. And there were a lot of different types of vendors from the community that came. They had little gift bags. I think the students really, really enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it, and I liked getting out there and participating with the students.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Dr. Mack?
I wanted to back up a little bit and say that this began with the idea that May is supposed to be Mental Health Month. However, the World Federation of Mental Health does October 10th as the World Mental Health Day, and it's celebrated every year annually. I believe it's been a couple of decades that it's been going on, or even more. And so I have to go back and do that research. But I know that before, prior to us interacting with FAMU, I actually just said, listen, it's October 10th. And a couple of years ago, I told Latina, she was doing something down at St. Leo's. And I said, I'm going to do something here in Tallahassee. And so I went to, I think it was like Buffalo Wild Wings. And I invited folks to come out to Buffalo Wild Wings. And we just talked about mental health that year. And Tina says, we want to make it bigger. And so we contacted Dr. Dilbert over in the Veterans Affairs, Military and Veterans Affairs, and that got the ball rolling. And so that's why last year we were able to do it on FAMU's campus. And I am so excited about it continuing to grow every single year along with those things. You know, the one thing that really I really was engaged in was Zumba, because of the fact that even though, you know, we talk about mental health, a lot of people separate that out from exercise, but they are intertwined. And so that energetic chocolate Zumba, that had me going all day. And they had very interesting ones like pole therapy. And I was like, pole therapy, tell me what that's all about. And so pain and sip and massage were a couple of big hits during last year that have come back this year. And we also had a banner that we did on behalf of someone who was near and dear to FAMU, who we lost last year as well, that we're bringing back. And so I'm just really excited about all of the different modalities that we engage in. We only had one workshop last year. This year, I believe there are like 4 or 5 workshops that we're doing that are related to opioids, that are related to, that's the harm reduction one, that are related to medical marijuana and all of those different things. And so I'm really excited about what we do.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for giving us that background. I also was able to attend. I got there towards the end of it, but I did see the pole fitness. I did visit some of the vendors, and I saw the tribute to I think his name was Andre, the FAMU employee who transitioned around that time. So I thought it was very special to pay tribute and homage to him at that event. And so, I think it speaks to just the grief that we may experience in life, whether it's the loss of a person or just loss in general, and how we cope, how we deal, how we manage as it relates to all of that. So thank you again for giving that overview. We did have a few more folks that joined us. Miss Dr. Willie Williams is in the house. Thank you for being here, Dr. Willie. Also, Malcolm Peterson, who is here in Tallahassee, Mr. John Weiss, who's in Duval and Jacksonville, and Miss Lisa Herring Jones. She said, "Hey, colleagues." All right. And Latina said, the affirmation mural in honor of Mr. Green. Yes, Mr. Green, indeed. All right. Thank you for that clarity. So I want to start by talking about how do we prioritize mental health at school and work? That is the theme for, or was the theme for this year's Worldwide Mental Health Day on October 10th. So can we get Mr. or Miss FAMU to chime in?
You want to go first?
You could.
So if I'm correct, the question was, how do we prioritize mental health while dealing with school and work?
Yes, sir.
And, for me, it's just about like finding balance or finding the things that you could use to get a vacation or escape from your hard days. So if I'm having a long day, I might go out with my line brothers or go out with my friends, or I might just need some alone time. I might just play the game or sit and watch like my favorite movies. Like I have like therapeutic movies that kind of help me when I'm kind of fed up with life. So just little things like that can help you kind of escape your daily due diligence. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yes. So for me, I will say, like, I have to be honest, it does get a little tough, especially, being Miss FAMU and then also being a graduating senior. So some things that I like to do is journaling. My mom introduced me to journaling when I was young. So I always like to, at the end of my days, just journal and write everything down, write how I've been feeling. Another thing that I've really also been working on is just forming a more intimate connection with my intuition. So I would consider myself to be a very intuitive person. So the deeper connection that I form with my intuition, the easier it gets to be like, okay, listen, I know that I have to take a step back from hanging out with my friends right now to just really have that self-care time with me. So just doing anything possible for my own self-growth.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Dr. Jackson, Dr. Mack, would you like to chime in on that question about how do you personally prioritize mental health at school or at work? Well, at work.
I think it's important that we remember that the first person that we have to take care of in the day is ourselves. And we have to be the forefront in any type of health initiative that we have for ourselves. So so self-care for me would mean doing things that are going to help relax me, that are going to help me feel, as he said, more balanced, and to help me make it through maybe some difficult things. Maybe I need to cope more, or maybe I need to find things that are going to make me happy or a little bit more stress-free. And I think everyone should schedule time, or as much time as they possibly can in their schedule, to do some type of self-care thing. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Deep breathing for a couple of minutes a day, saying positive affirmations to yourself for a couple of minutes of the day. If you're more of a spiritual person, maybe praying or reading your Bible or whatever type of spiritual text that you personally read, or institute any type of service or things that you are interested in terms of spirituality, is important too. So I think for me, I try to do something a little special for myself every day, even if it's just taking a step back to take a deep breath. Because of course I work in a type of environment where everybody is in need of something. And so you don't want to get to the point that you're so drained at the end of the day that the number one person that you need to give back to is neglected, and that's yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Dr. Mack?
Oh, I'm jotting all these notes down as well. This is wonderful, wonderful stuff. But full transparency, because this is a safe space. 4 years ago, January 16th, 2020, I had my heart stopped right there on campus, right on the highest of 7 hills.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was revived by a student in the parking lot over there by Tucker Hall, between Tucker and journalism.
Mm,
And that awakened more, because mental health has been my jam even before that. But that awakened something more in me about protecting myself, like Dr. Jackson was talking about, and like our young folks, Mr. and Miss, were talking about, is that we have to protect that time. And so I have carved out time for me to take care of my health, going to exercise classes, going to my doctor's appointments. I have multiple doctor's appointments, and recognizing that when we think about prioritizing mental health in the school and the workplace, we're multifaceted, we're multidimensional. And so these things bleed into the other parts of our lives when it's not taken care of. And so
mhm.
that's what was happening in my life, is that the stressors of my life, including my body and what my body was going through, caused me to just break down. It just was a breakdown. And I was like, this not happening again. The Lord woke me up, and I'm gonna send this message out to the world that this is so important for us. And so
Yeah.
when I think about prioritizing mental health in school and workplace, I think about how we have protocols for inclement weather. We have protocols for natural disaster. We have protocols even for active shooters. We need
Mm,
to have protocols for mental health concerns. And
come
that's
on.
the one thing I think about. It needs to be in our benefit packages. We need, along with our dental and our medical, we should have something that is specific to mental health in our benefits package, saying that you can have these mental wellness days. You can have this when you need a therapist. That's the stuff that I don't see that we need to have in order for us to be holistic and talk about that balance that Mr. FAMU was talking about. That balance comes when we have that, because we are not sitting around just putting aside our mental health until we actually need it. It's a
Mm.
part of who we are. It's a part of the multifaceted beings that we are. And that was awakened in me when I woke up off that ground. And so it's like, yeah, get the message, Jackie, that this is something that we have to prioritize every single day in every place where we live.
Absolutely. No, you make a very valid point there, especially after, something is a life and death situation like that. That definitely causes you to rethink some things, right? And so I love the idea of having, some type of mental health days that we can take, just like we do annual leave or sick leave or what have you. I guess they probably would categorize it as sick, but really, we really do need to be intentional about it, because it can be a matter of life or death, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to draw some attention, I guess, to the actual event. We really are here to kind of talk that up. And so, what are we have a whole schedule. It's going to be from 11 to 3 at the Efferson Student Union over on MLK, Martin Luther King Boulevard, and so we start out at, actually it's 10 to 3. My apologies, 10 to 3. We'll have vendors, there'll be food trucks. The first thing on the agenda is a suicide prevention certification. And I believe Dr. Anika Fields is going to be conducting that, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, I will. I'll
You
be
will.
there.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All
I'll
right.
be conducting it.
Okay. And so can you just give a little bit of an overview, Dr. Jackson, of what folks can kind of expect from that particular training?
Sure. First of all, let me explain what QPR is. QPR stands for question, persuade, and refer. So it is a suicide prevention training. We call it gatekeeper training. So what you will learn is how to assist someone who's in a mental health crisis, or someone who has expressed to you that they want to harm themselves, or they feel as if they have feelings of wanting to harm themselves. So you would know what to do, what resources are available to you, and kind of having a plan in place to help someone in need. So one of the things that we believe with QPR is that suicide is one of the most preventable deaths. And one of the ways that we do that is installing hope and also providing support for that person on a temporary basis until we can get to someone who may be an expert or who may be in the field to help them in their time of need. So our goal has always been at the counseling center that everyone learn QPR strategies to save a life, because suicide is everyone's business. So we're hoping that people will come out and that they will be certified in this training, and ask questions, and even the difficult questions. That's what we're here for,
Yeah.
because suicide sometimes is hard to talk about. We want to make that an open opportunity for us to discuss it and provide some solutions in that area.
Absolutely. No, again, that's very important. I've sat through QPR a few times actually, and some of the things that were brought out are things that you may not even be aware of or think of. But I think, the harm reduction strategies, coming up with a plan, a safety plan, and identifying maybe somebody that you can call if you are in crisis. Those are all some really helpful things that I got from the QPR training. So I'm glad that you will be conducting that. And I think, again, folks will really get a lot out of that. So I want to acknowledge a few more folks that have joined us quickly. Zaria McCullough. She's giving shouts out to FAMU, the peace workout. Hi, everyone. So excited to hear. Talia Colbert, Katisa Donaldson Fountain, self-care rules. Yes, she says, hi, Dr. Mack. We got Erica Robinson. Good evening. Such a pleasure to be in attendance. Thank you for being here. And Lourdes Hemingway, FAMU. What them rattlers are here tonight. I love it. All right. So again, QPR is one of the activities that will be taking place on tomorrow, but there also will be massage therapy sessions. There'll be creative art and journaling, plant therapy. The affirmation mural will be back up again. Music therapy, Zumba, paint and sip, pole flow therapy. So modalities abound, right? You got a lot you can select from, right? So which of those activities are you most looking forward to, Miss FAMU?
Well, I would have to say I'm most excited for the Royal Court and the SGA. We have a joint collaboration that we're going to be doing. And
Okay.
essentially, you take a balloon and you blow it up and you write down anything that has been stressing you down, whether it be work, whether it be school, whether it be, grieving, things of that nature. And ultimately, you have this type of safety pin and you pop the balloon as a way of releasing everything. And I'm just so excited for this event because I actually hosted this event with one of my good friends back in, what was it, the fall of 2023. And it
Okay.
was such a great outcome. Like the students really loved this event. They were really engaged. So I would have to say that that's going to be my favorite event for sure.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, good deal. Anybody else? Oh, Omari, Mr. FAMU, what are you looking forward to?
Um, Me personally, I do need a massage. I'm in need of a massage badly. So
Okay.
that's a great event that I'm looking forward to. And I'm a big fan of paint and sips. I like art. I'm a very artistic person. And so I feel like painting is something that kind of reminds me of good times in my life. So I look forward to that.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you for sharing. All right, we got a few more folks that have joined us. Manifestation Wellness, who is Miss Dennis Brown, Rolanda. She said, hi, Dr. Mack. Lisa, is there a fee for the training? No, it's absolutely free. Absolutely free, indeed. We got Jada Rainey on, and Dr. Tiffany Packer is on, who's over the history department at FAMU. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Packer. All right, so we are we're right at the halfway mark of our conversation. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am on with a whole FAMU faculty and student panel, Mr. and Miss FAMU, as well as Dr. Jackson, Dr. Alicia Jackson, Dr. Jacquelyn McMillan, and we are talking prioritizing mental health at school and work, which was the theme for Worldwide Mental Health Day, which took place on October 10th, which again, we were scheduled to have the Worldwide Mental Health Expo on that day, but we are in Florida. It is hurricane season still, and we had a whole hurricane that came through here. And so we postponed it until tomorrow, November 7th. And it will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Efferson Student Union on FAMU campus on MLK Boulevard. And the community is invited to participate. Dr. Fields has joined us. Thank you for being here, Dr. Fields. For those of you who don't know, Dr. Anika Fields is the director of the FAMU Counseling Center. All right. So Dr. Packer said Omari is one of mine. Represent. Okay. As he gives you that Mr. FAMU wave. I love it. All right. And Lisa is giving us all the love as well. So thank you so much. So all right, so we talked about some of the activities that will be taking place. What some of your favorite ones are. Dr. Jackson just mentioned she will be teaching the QPR training, which is very important for suicide prevention purposes. What are you all hoping that people get from this event this year? Anybody?
I'm hoping people will get the opportunity to learn about other ways that they can explore self-care. I'm hoping that they would learn different ways of taking care of themselves. And I'm hoping that they'll have fun and be able to, socialize with other people, but also gain something not only for themselves, but something that you can share with your brothers and sisters, so that they can also know things too. Knowledge is power, and it's even more powerful when we share it. So I'm hoping that will be one of the main things that they'll be able to do.
Nice. All right. Anybody else?
Yes, one of the things that we say in social work is that social workers are needed everywhere, and mental health is everywhere. And so we need different modalities, and we need different resources and services everywhere and in every profession and everything that we do. As you see from the students, we have students in every discipline. And the thought that I had about that is that sometimes mental health is neglected in some of those professions because of the fact that it's like, oh, it's engineering or it's math. And so that's what we're going to focus on. But the mathematicians have mental health issues as well sometimes. And so we look at that and we say, these modalities and these different things are here to show you what the possibilities are, because the possibilities are endless for us to share mental health resources with those around us, because everybody needs to take care of themselves and be well.
Indeed. Thank you for sharing that.
I was going to add, I was hoping that everybody just gets a break. I know that it's been a long semester, just not even on behalf of the student body, but on behalf of the staff and faculty as well, where hurricanes and tornadoes, and then a lot of people are a little bit stressed dealing with election season that just came to an end this morning. So I think World Mental Health Day, the event, will just be a big chance for everybody to get a break and kind of escape from the different traumas that reality bring us or have brought us this year.
Absolutely. I was going to mention that as well, just in terms of, the election and some of the anxiety and potentially depression that may have come from some of that. So I agree wholeheartedly. All right. We do have some comments and questions, a question here. So I want to highlight that. All right. Tina said resources and the alternative methods. So that's I think what she's hoping folks get from the event. Dr. Willie, wait a minute. Miss FAMU repping the School of Allied Health Sciences. Excellent job, young leaders. Yes. All right. Tampa in the house. Loving what I'm hearing. Thank you for being here, Latrice. And Dr. Fields, mental health matters and is everybody's business. Yes, agreed. All right, Dr. Willie. Do students need to register prior to attending the event tomorrow? Dr. Mack?
Yes, we prefer that they do. There is out there, I'm trying to think of whether Latina has the opportunity to post. Can she post that here, the QR code for that?
Yes. Well,
because we have the expo flyer. And so we certainly, yes, students are, we're asking students to register for that and to complete the surveys that are related to that so that we can make this better and better every year.
So Latina, if you can put the link in the comments, and that way I can put it up and folks can click on it and register, that would be helpful. So I see other folks are chiming in. Dr. Fran Close, who's over in pharmacy at FAMU, she said, yes, release and rest. Thank you for being here, Dr. Close. Enigma Sep is giving the Rattlers a shout out, and Tina said yes. Okay, so yeah, Tina, put that in the comments so that we can share it with the viewers. So we want to invite everybody to come out, like faculty, staff, administration, everybody. Everybody needs to come to this event. It's again free, and as Dr. Mack has mentioned, we would like folks to register just so we can manage and accommodate, the folks for the different modalities and the time with the time and the space that we have allotted for everything. We have been actually planning this for quite some time. I don't even know how many months, but like since before the summer, I'll say. And so it takes a lot to put these types of activities together, and just a lot of folks coming together to make it all happen. So we're looking forward to a great event, and it's going to be great. It's going to be good. All right, so you talked about kind of what you are hoping people get out of this, as well as why it's important to prioritize mental health. What advice would you give somebody that is maybe going through a stressful time and doesn't really know how to prioritize their mental health? What would you tell them? Mr. and Miss FAMU, what would you tell them? Any of your peers, how would you tell them to deal? What advice would you give them?
So when I think about that question, I think of my cousin who recently passed away through suicide. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, what do I wish that I would have told him? And I would honestly say to just reach out. All you have to do is ask one question. It doesn't even have to, whether it be, can I go to church with you? Can you pray over me? How can I get some type of therapy? Because a lot of people don't even know for therapy, you can book therapy underneath your insurance and just have to pay a copay. So I'm sorry, I forgot the question. What was the question again?
Just what advice would you give to a student that might not know how to prioritize their mental health? They may be so overwhelmed with the things that are going on with school, or maybe they have to work, or maybe they have to look after a family member, or maybe they might have a child, or there's so many things, and I'm speaking from experience because I was a student, a FAMU student who did have a child, who did work and had like 19 and 20 hours while trying to do 20 hours a week of work and take care of my toddler son. So how would you answered that question in terms of just reaching out, not being afraid to ask for help, or feeling like you're a burden, or whatever the case may be.
And I would also just say to learn how to say no. And that's really what I'm learning as well. I feel like a lot of times we push ourselves in so many different directions to where we ourselves feel burnt out. So just learning how to say no and learning how to find a safe space, like finding a group of individuals, of friends, family members that you can really confide in. I know with me, If I'm ever going through something mentally, I have a mentor and a couple of my friends, and they sit there and they pray over me. And those are the type of people that I like to have inside of my circle whenever I feel like I'm, feeling down. So that's what I would encourage, students, faculty members, anybody to do.
Thank you for that. Anybody else? Omari?
um, I think y'all pretty much hit it on the head, but I would just always encourage everybody to just don't just wave the white flag. Like, find solutions on your own sometimes. I feel like that's something a lot of people have to learn, especially in my generation. Like, help isn't going to find you. Sometimes you have to find it within yourself. Sometimes you have the answers. You just have to sit down and think about it. A lot of times when I'm dealing with something or when I'm going through something, or even when I make bad decisions, I know the right answer. I know how to fix it. It's just a matter of going through that process with myself instead of looking for an easier route out. And I feel like doing it on your own, it gives you a sense of self-satisfaction, and it helps you not, go down the same route in your future.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Nicole,
Yes.
one of the things that I talk to, young people about social media, which is huge now, but
Mm.
it seems that there is, I don't know if I should call it an addiction. To some, it could be an addiction, but to be able to unplug is
Yeah.
so important in today's technologically savvy world. Is that just unplugging for a time and getting that massage, Omari? We're going to try to make sure you get the first of the massages, but you need to unplug to be able to really absorb that and really take that in. And the other thing that I've learned to do, especially with my road rage, I was a road rager, but it is to let it go and to do the walk away. Sometimes I call it the walk away, because
Mm.
sometimes we're engaging and we have to disengage from situations, from conversations, from toxic people, and that requires us to disengage and walk away. And
Mm.
but sometimes, I guess for me, it's my pride. It's like I've got to tell them my point. It's like, not today, not in this moment. And I've learned, even with clients that I've had, that this one client, she was very irate, and I said, maybe we shouldn't do a session today. And she's
Mm.
like, yeah, maybe you're right. And 2 days later, I went back and she was like, thank you. It's a better day. And
Mm-hmm.
so that disengaging and walking away is so important for our mental health. And
Yeah.
sometimes we don't realize how important that is.
Indeed. No, that is very true. Very, very true. Dr. Jackson, did you want to add something?
Sure. I think it's really important that we stress that it's okay to go to therapy,
Mm.
and that therapy is a resource for you to use. And that if you can't find help in someone that you trust, that therapy resource should be your next best bet. And a lot of people will say, well, I would prefer to talk to my pastor, or I would prefer to talk to my bestie, and
Mm.
that's cool. But as an expert, I know that those people sometimes get burned out, or they have other things that they have that's going on with them as well, that they can only go as far as someone who doesn't have the expertise can go. So please go to therapy, especially if you're a FAMU student out there. Therapy is free for you. It's included in your health fee. So come to the counseling center so that you can receive counseling. And if you are not a FAMU student, certainly if you have a counseling center on your college campus, or you can check out www.psychologytoday.com, and
Mm.
that actually has a therapist in the area. You can filter by your insurance so that you can find someone that can service you. Um, I would also say, in addition to um, therapy, is remember that there's no such thing as perfection.
Mm.
IG and Facebook and all these other things, as she said, in social media, sells us this idea of perfection. There's no such thing. No one is perfect. We all have our thing. We all have our quirks. We all have that thing that we're going through, that thing that we need to improve on. So don't feel like you have to be perfect. Perfection creates stress. It makes us feel less confident. And it also does this strange thing where it makes us compare ourselves to other people. And when you compare yourself, you really kill the joy of being an individualized, wonderful person, and not being able to see those things about yourself. I also would highly recommend that for once in your life, put yourself first. A lot of people think that it's selfish to think of yourself, but it's not, because I can't give you oxygen to breathe, and I myself am lacking oxygen. So neither of us are going to make it.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that we are seeing ourselves as this number one team player, you know, the MVP of our own personal brand team to make it to the championship. We have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And I would also encourage people to don't give up. A lot of things seem very difficult, and some things are very challenging. We all go through challenges,
Yeah.
but I think that the only time that someone can help you is if you're at Strong and Jones, or if you're from places like me, Bradwell, then there's no more help for you then. And those are funeral homes, in case anybody didn't know what those are.
Mhm.
At that time, there's no more help at that time. But as long as you're breathing and you get up every morning and you have another opportunity, that's a chance for us to take another go at life one more time to find a solution. So those are some of the things I would think about.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. That was a lot of great nuggets that you gave us there. So thank you for sharing that. We have quite a few comments in the chat. So Miss Kesey has joined us. Thank you for being here. Miss Kiosha has also joined us. Thank you for being here. Enigma said not Strong and Jones. LOL. Ozzy mentioned that his favorite word is unplug. Work, serve, and unplug is his motto. Dr. Phil said, or learning when to say no. So I think she was referring back to Mr. FAMU or Miss FAMU when you talked about saying no. So that is also really important as well. And then Success But Single Podcast, she said, good evening. Looking forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. All right. So again, everyone is invited to this event tomorrow. We are so looking forward to highlighting how to prioritize mental health at school and at work. We can't talk enough about the different modalities and just coping skills, right? How important is that? I mean, you all have mentioned several of them today in terms of journaling or watching movies or hanging with friends or loved ones. Also, deep breathing, positive affirmations, praying, reading your Bible. And so, there are probably many, many more that we haven't even touched the surface, but, we need to explore those. And folks will have an opportunity to explore some of that on tomorrow, right? Yes, yes, yes.
Let me
All right.
can I put in a shameless plug
Sure.
for harm reduction strategies? One of the things about prioritizing mental health at school and work is that sometimes people self-medicate when they shouldn't. And so you get caught up taking uppers to get you through the day, and then downers to get you to sleep, because the uppers keep you awake too long. And so you end up having those, and then you have pain and you get addicted to the pain medicines. Those are the kind of things that I found in the research that I've been doing on harm reduction strategies, is
Yeah.
that folks are self-medicating because of the fact that we have white coat syndrome. We don't like to go to doctors. We don't like to go to therapy, Dr. Jackson. And so it's easier to just go and get some marijuana to help us sleep, from the person from the street pharmacist, or it's easier for us to get a few fentanyl tabs to help us with our sleep insomnia. And so those are the kind of things, or our pain. And so those are the kind of things that I wanted to talk about, is that along with all of these wonderful modalities and suggestions for things that we can do to help ourselves, and we're going to be having conversations about cannabis. But one of the things that's happening is that if you don't get it from a legal certified source, then it may be laced with something that could kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the reality that is happening. And so even though harm reduction strategy seems like it's like, what in the world is she talking about? This is about life. This is about what's happening. And I know that in some of our neighboring counties, there have been an epidemic of deaths related to fentanyl poisoning. And we just need to talk about that for our communities. Because I was actually talking to someone a month ago who needed marijuana to relax themselves. However, they felt really strange about the marijuana batch that they had received, that they just felt really different. And I said, go to your doctor, go get some medical care, because it had been laced with fentanyl. And
Wow.
so along with our modalities in caring for ourselves, we have to do some prevention as well. And part of that is realizing that everything that feels good is not good for us. In that moment, it might feel good, but it's not good for us. And so along with doing some things positive for ourselves, we have to avoid some things that are going to harm us and actually harms others around us, because we don't realize how many people are affected when we're affected by these things, how many people around us that's also going to affect. So I wanted to share that as well, that the harm reduction strategies and the conversations on cannabis are happening as well. Between 11 to 12 is harm reduction, and then it says 1 to 2 is the conversation on cannabis. And so I'm excited about those.
Indeed.
Oh, and folks can get CEUs, the continuing education units, for participating in the harm reduction strategies workshop.
Okay, well, there you have it. So folks are also just chiming in with some modalities that they like. Kesey said working out. Brooke Hobbs, thank you for being here. Mentioned yoga. Ozzy said find your 20. And when he says find your 20, he's talking about 20 minutes of meditation. That's what he's talking about. Finding your 20. My buddy and business partner Gerald Tooks is here with us. Thank you for being here, G. Chris Denso, great information and great job. Alicia Jackson, let's see, little hits tips that we need this. Thank you for being here. Kesey mentioned prescription drugs are used also, unfortunately. And Brooke also mentioned overeating and sugar addiction is also prevalent in our communities. Oof, that's a good one. That diet is, oh yes, that is a really good one. So how do we, overcome?
Stepping on my toes. She's stepping on my toes.
I know. Stepping on mine too. Look, I understand. I understand. Dr. Close said, bring your cousins by the dozens. So come on out
I
tomorrow.
like it.
10 to 3 at the Efferson Student Union on FAMU campus. And let me see, Latina did send me that address. It is 1675 South Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, right again here on FAMU campus. Parking for modalities and the vendors will be at the Woolpacker Amphitheater. Register link sent. Okay, so was hoping that you would put it in the chat, but it's all right. We'll work through it. If not, you can find the flyer on Conversations with Nicole Instagram and Facebook page, and I'm going to put it up at the end. That way you can scan the QR code with your phone, and that'll take you straight to the registration. Ozzy, I wish I was there tomorrow. Great subject tonight and well needed to the public. Thank you, Ozzy. You come on down from Virginia. We'll hold space for you. All right. So we are getting close to the end of our conversation. I want to go ahead and give you all opportunities to give closing remarks and tell folks how they can connect with you. So let's start with Miss FAMU and Mr. FAMU.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you so much for even hosting this panel. This was definitely needed, and I want to thank everybody for joining in. Really appreciate it. I also just want to encourage you all to just control the controllable. Just relax, take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out, and not fixate on things that you ultimately cannot control, because all it's going to do is bring you unwanted stress. And that's not what we need right now. But yes, I want to thank you guys so much again. You guys can connect with me on Instagram at JWETT.K.
Closing remarks from me. I just want to say I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad to talk about a topic that I care a lot about. I encourage everybody to self-evaluate everything that you do. Learn yourself before you try to learn others. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram or anything else that you want at Omari.3. I'm always around, one DM away. Chicago, FAMU. Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, Dr. Jackson.
Yes, you can find me on LinkedIn, and I believe it's Alicia J PhD. I also have an email, which is alicia.jackson3 at famu.edu. And I also have a podcast called God's Promises on Spotify. So I think that's going across the ticker tape on the screen. So if you're interested in a Christian podcast, please join me every Sunday when I'm doing my podcast. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You are most welcome. Thank you for being here. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Mac.
Woo woo! Hey guys, I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay in my seat, holding myself down, but I'm really excited. Jacquelyn.McMillan. You have to spell it right though, and that's at famu.edu. I found out what my Instagram was last week, Nicole. It's JA40. I didn't know. And then on Facebook, I think it's just my name, Jacquelyn McMillan. If you look me up, you'll see that I have conversations with Nicole on there. I have the FAMU Expo flyer and my flyer for harm reduction strategies on there as well, because I'm so excited about what we're doing. And I am also to be found in FAMU's Department of Social Work. Shout out to my chair who was here, Kanisa, as well as some of the faculty who came in and stopped in as well. That Department of Social Work, you can find us at FAMU's website, as well as She Speaks Solutions, where I am the program director. And so those are the spaces where I am. And I look forward to hearing from you.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to try to get this link up. So y'all just bear with me one moment. Let's see if it's going to work for me. All right.
While you're doing that, is it okay if I say something else?
Sure.
As Dr. Mack was talking, I forgot to mention the Office of Counseling Services is located in the CAS building with the infamous bronze snake on the third floor. We're in room 304. So if you're interested in counseling our family students, please do so. If you are a faculty or staff member and you are in need of counseling, please contact our HR. They have Aetna, which has free services that are available for you as well, so that you can receive counseling as well through EAP.
Love it. Thank you for mentioning EAP. I think sometimes people sleep on EAP, employee assistance programs, but that is designed just for you. And EAP is a neutral third party that is connecting you with services. So the people they're connecting you with for the services are not going to tell your employer anything about you. They are bound by HIPAA and all of the things. So you have no worries as it relates to it. Use it. All right. Cannot stress that enough. I want to thank all of you for being my guest tonight. This has been a great conversation. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Again, this will be at the Efferson Student Union on FAMU's campus. I did have the link up. Hold on one moment. That's it right there in the comments. So you can click on it and that should take you to the registration. But also at the very end, I'm going to put up the flyer so you can access the QR code and register directly if you so desire. So we do have, again, some folks are still shouting us out. Kesey, she said, I wish I didn't have to work to, I guess, tomorrow. I know, right? And she said,
She's my former social work student.
hey, Dr. McMillan. So she's giving you a shout out. Don't forget former students. Yes. Jamil, Nicole Peterson, great panelists tonight. Thank you for being here, Jamil. Katisa, awesome job, everyone. Kesey, yes, utilize those services. All right, Latina, great job. Thank you all. We appreciate it. Those EAP 30-minute free sessions come in handy. Indeed, they do. And Jamil, I am optimistic that tomorrow's event will be well attended. This is an essential event. Indeed, it is. So I definitely want to invite those of you who may be new to the Conversation with Nicole platform to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're here Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The focus is on mental health and wellness in Black and Brown communities. And we just want us to be our best selves, right? So we have clinicians of color on typically, and conversations just like this. So subscribe, which is supporting, and we need all the support we can get. All right. We are going to wrap this on up, but again, you are invited to come out. We hope to see you tomorrow. Dr. Willie, great job. Rattlers, thank you, Rattler. We hope to see you out there tomorrow, Dr. Willie. And y'all have a great evening. And please prioritize your mental health at school and at work. It is important. It is a matter of life and or death. All right. Let me see. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna put up this flyer and we're gonna close it on out. And we will see y'all next time on Conversations with
Thank you, Nicole.
You are welcome. My pleasure.
Bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Awesome.
All right. We go.